Hey, this is me, Mr. Zamora again, and the next activity, which is 9 or Algebra 1 S17. Write equations in standard form. Okay, so we have an equation y equals negative 8x minus 7. All right. How do we write this in standard form? If you hit learn with an example, you're going to be given this. Probably it's kind of confusing if you see it this way. Like the standard form is ax plus by equals c, which means that the x and the y have to be on the left part of the equal symbol, and the result, like the constant, has to be on the right part of the equal symbol. Okay, there are only a few conditions. A and B, I mean the numbers that are going to be accompanying the variables, or the number that is accompanying the x has to be 0 or higher. It cannot be a negative number. The second condition is that if A is 0, then B cannot be a 0, or if B is a 0, A cannot be a 0. So both numbers cannot be 0. Only one of them can. But if they are but they don't have to be zeros. They can be 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever. And the last condition is that A, B, and C, I mean the three numbers that are here, they are integers, and they are greater common factor, or the greater common factor is 5. Okay, so probably you're a little bit confused, but if you let me explain, you're going to find out that it is really easy. Okay, so let me print the screen and go to Paint. All right, so if we see this is the original equation. Okay, so what do we have to do? We actually what we have to do is to send, remember, the x to the other part of the equation. Okay, let me just grab it a little bit. Right, it has to go this way. Okay, let me erase this little thing. Okay, so the x came to this part. Remember, it was adding, even though there is a subtraction number here, the one that is subtracting is the 10, because the 10 has the negative number. The 5x actually was adding, okay, because it was positive. Now if we send it to the other side, it is going to be subtracting. Okay, so we add a negative here, and we just add a positive here because the y that had no symbol here, well, it was actually adding. Okay, as you can see, this equation is the same as this equation, right? So we got to this point. Remember that when we said that this first number, which is A, had to be 0 or higher, and we see that it is negative. So what do we have to do? We need to multiply both sides by -1, so it is going to be converted to a positive. Or in other words, what we need to do is just to change the symbol to every every term in here. So now this negative is going to be positive. This was positive, now it is going to be negative, and it was negative, now it is going to be positive. Okay, so it is going to be 5x, which is here, minus y equals 10, positive 10. All right, so don't worry if you are still struggling with this, because we're going to do a few examples. Okay, we're going to do a lot of examples because they are done really easy. Okay, remember, in this one Okay, in this one, what we're going to do is that we are going to send this number. Let me just put it a little bit bigger. This number, remember the variables are going to the left part to the other side of the equation. Okay, but remember, if it was subtracting, now it is going to be adding. Okay, let me resize it. Okay, it is going to be, sorry, adding. Oh shoot, well, it is adding. All right, and we just add the symbol here, and this is what we have. Now it is 8x plus y equals -7. Okay, so we do that. 8x plus y equals -7. Okay, we submit it, and that's right. Now we send this number to the left part, to the other side of the equation, and it was subtracting. Now it is going to be adding, so it is going to be positive 9x plus y equals the rest, okay, equals this, -8. Okay, we submit it. Now we have 2x. This 2x is positive, and it is adding because it's positive. We're going to send it to the other side of the equation by subtracting, so it's going to be -2x plus y equals -1. But remember that we said that this number cannot be negative, so we need to multiply every term times -1, or in other words, change every term, change the symbol of every term. So it is going to be positive, it is going to be negative, and it is going to be positive. So I just erase it. Okay? Submit it. Remember, we only do that when the number that is multiplying the x is negative. Okay, if it is positive, we just leave it like that. Like in this case, we have this x, which is negative, that is subtracting. We are going to send it to the other part, to the other side of the equation, and it was subtracting. Now it is going to be adding, so it is going to be positive, plus y equals -9. So in this case, we don't need to change symbols because the number that is with the x, which is kind of invisible here, which is 1, is positive. Okay, we submit it. Here's an example where we have to change the symbols. We have 6x, that is adding. We send it to the other side by subtracting. -6x plus y equals -3. Okay, remember, this number cannot be negative, so we need to change the symbol to all of the terms. So it is positive, it is negative, and it is positive. Okay, I think this is enough. Just continue doing it, and see you next time. Bye bye.